All right. I'm here with Denise Bennett, the USAC Midget number 9. Denise, how you doing today?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing good. Denise, did you truck her all the way in from California just to race this race?
Well, yes, but my parents live here in Phoenix, but I live in San Pedro. But fortunately, I got to fly over.
You got the flyover. You know you're in Tucson right now.
I know.
Oh, okay. So, how'd the car get here if you flew all the way over?
Well, the car is from Phoenix, so they just drove down from Phoenix to Tucson.
Oh, I see. You're not from California. You're from Phoenix?
Well, originally, but I've been in California for 3 years, so
okay.
I consider myself from California now.
Have you been racing out there very much in California?
Oh, yes. We run out every weekend, and I run the TQ and the midget, and it's usually either Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and sometimes all 3 days.
Okay, when you say the TQ, what are you talking about? For
they're
the
a little smaller than the midget. It's actually 3/4, and they run like Honda motors, and basically the same as the midget.
How you been doing out there? Have you been winning anything? Or
well,
competing?
Last week I won in the TQ and ran 5th in the midget, and we're doing pretty good.
Have you won any heat races yet this year?
Oh, yes.
How many?
Oh, I don't know.
A bunch of them? Or a few of them?
Probably 5 or 6. I don't know.
It's good to see you racing with these guys. Tell us about car number 9. Give us a little history on it.
It's built by Jack Rich, which is here in Phoenix. It's got a Cosworth motor and sponsored by Complete Copy. It's a good car.
Good car. How did you like the racetrack last time you were here? How does it compare with some of the other tracks you've been racing at?
I think it's a good track, and they're going to draw a lot of cars, not only tonight, but in the future. Dave Manus is doing a real nice job, and I enjoy racing. It's a nice track.
Are you ever scared out there?
No.
Not at all?
No. Don't have time to do that.
Once that green flag goes down, that's it, huh?
You bet.
You got to be a little nervous once in a while, though, don't you?
Well, I like to say excited, because excited and nervous is the same symptoms, but one is positive and one's negative.
Very
so
good.
I say I get excited.
Sounds like you got a real positive attitude.
Well,
Denise,
thank you.
good talking with you. We'll see you out on the racetrack.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. We take pictures. I'm here with USAC Midget number 77, Ernie Payne. Ernie, how you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling just fine.
Are you ready to race?
Ready to race, and it sure is a good racetrack.
Yes, it is. Have you raced out here before?
Yes, we have. We raced out here the first time the Midgets ran this year.
Have you been racing anywhere else?
We've been racing at Manzanita and Phoenix.
How you doing up there?
We're doing much better. We broke in a new car at the first race here, crashed it first 2 times out, and now we've got 3 good races on it. We've managed to win heat races 2 out of the 3 times, and we finished 4th in the main last week, so we're working our way up.
Ernie, how long you been racing?
I raced super modifieds in 69, 70, 71. Had to quit then, and we just got back into midget racing here about 3-4 years ago.
How you been doing the last 3-4 years?
Last 3-4 years, up until this year, we ran a 40-year-old Curtis midget. And so to make the main in a Curtis, especially to finish in the top 10, is an accomplishment. And we enjoyed doing that for a while. And we finally parked it, and we're running a new Jack Rich race car this year.
What kind of power plant you running in this midget?
We're running a 181 cubic inch, they call it a Chevy 2, but it's actually a Mercruiser inboard boat engine.
Fuel injected?
It's fuel injected, running on methanol.
Uh-huh. How about the tires? Are they a great expense in this division?
Yes, they are. If you want to run up front, you have to run a tire that's as soft as you can run, but it will last till the end of the main event. And you're looking at $130 a pop. So it's getting to be a pretty expensive sport that way.
So you hope you come in first at the main just to pay for a few more tires.
You got it. That's it.
How about the suspension? Is there any special? Is this like the 4-bar on the Sprints, or is it just what kind of suspension do you fellas have on these vehicles, and gals, I should say?
Well, this one is a 4-bar car, as it's called. You'll notice that some of them out here are running coil springs. We set this one up pretty much just like the sprint car guys do. We blocked this one, as they say. We've got some blocks that are cut to size, and we set the blocks on the frame rails underneath the axles, jack the body up, and adjust the torsion arms so that they just rest on the axle. That way you set the chassis up such that it has no strain in it whatsoever. And then we do all of our adjustments by changing the offset on the wheels and changing tire compounds and tire diameters.
Have you got the car where you want it right now? Are you still making a lot of adjustments, or
we're still learning? We're still learning. The new Jack Rich race car, which is, of course, a totally new experience for us, hooks up, as we say. When we say a race car hooks up, it gets a hold of the racetrack. The problem with the Jack Rich race car was not getting it to hook up, but to unhook it. It would grab the racetrack so tight when we go through the corners it would bicycle on us. By bicycle we mean it tilts up on the two wheels on the right side, which made it pretty difficult to drive.
Especially around the corners.
You got it. So we finally managed to get it unhooked, and now we're having to do some small adjustments, moving the right rear in and out to find the optimum point.
Now, you guys never run up against the sprints, do you?
No, we do not. We run against ourselves, and that's it.
How do you compare it to the sprints as far as speed, and if you guys did run against each other, would you have a chance, or?
Speed-wise, as long as both of us are not running wings, I think we would be competitive, because the horsepower to weight ratio in a midget, even though it's a much smaller car and much smaller engines, is comparable.
But that wing really makes a big difference, doesn't it?
Sure does.
Yeah, I didn't realize how important that was until I talked to a few of the guys. Well, listen, Ernie, good luck to you out on the track tonight.
Thank
we'll
you
be
very
watching
much.
you, and don't break no legs.
You got it.
Okay. Okay, I'm here with P.J. Jones, car number 21 in the USAC Midgets. PJ, did you truck this thing all the way in from California?
Yeah, we made the long haul last night and got here about 11 o'clock last night. And
You get plenty of sleep and you feeling all right?
yeah, we're ready to go. We're always ready to race, and laid out by the pool and got a little sun, but we're ready.
How does the track look to you so far as you looked out there today?
It reminds me of Baylands up north, and it looks like it's going to be a good race. It looks like it's a perfect midget track, nice and wide, and there's going to be a lot of passing.
Well, word has it that, of course, I'm sure you get this all the time, you're Parnelli Jones's son. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, I know you get this all the time. I got to ask you a couple of questions. What does your dad think about you racing?
Well, at first he wasn't, he really didn't want me to be a race car driver, but I've gained his support more and more every time I move up. In the back of his mind, I think he says, he doesn't really care, but I think just to make my mom feel better, he says, no, I don't want you to be a race driver.
How old is your dad now?
Oh, I think about 53.
Okay, well, I don't want to talk about your dad all night. The reason because I used to watch him when I was a little kid. I'm older than I look. I don't know if he was ever at Soldiers Field in Chicago, but they used to race at Soldiers Field in Chicago when they had the streetcars going. That was quite a long time ago. But let's talk about you a little bit. How's your career been going? What have you done in the past?
Well, I started out racing. I raced a little bit of motorcycles, not too much, and I found out after a while, after a couple of falls, that wasn't where my future was going to be. And then I started racing go-karts, and we started running enduros and sprints and the dirt cars, and we just moved our way up through there and got offered a three-quarter midget ride, and I did that all last year. And then at the last part of the season, Lynn Flock, Robbie Flock's dad, asked me if I wanted to drive his midget, and I said yeah. And so I did that for about 6 races last year and ended up with USAC West Coast Rookie of the Year.
Oh, is that right?
And then so we put our own deal together for this year with American Racing and Valvoline.
Now, was that in a full, not a three-quarter, but a full midget
Full
last
midget,
year?
yeah,
And
last
you were
6.
Rookie of the Year, and where was that at?
That was USAC West Coast.
USAC West Coast. So you're not doing too bad then.
No, not too bad. We, got some good competition out there with Sleepy and Rasmussen and Bennett, and they've been our real 3 big guys that we have to beat every weekend.
How, do you do anything besides race? Is this what you're doing right now? Or you work at any jobs or anything when you're not racing the car?
Well, I'm still in high school. I'm a senior. And
Still in high school?
Still in high school. And so I graduate this year, and I go there till about 11 o'clock every day, and then I come and work on the race car. It's a full-time job.
Do you get any credits for it?
Yeah, I get credits at school for work experience.
Where exactly are you from in California?
Torrance.
Torrance, California?
Yeah. That's where our race division is.
That's where your race division is. How have you been doing this year as far as point standings or winning any heats or whatever?
In USAC, we're in the West Coast. We're 4th in points behind Sleepy's leading it, and I guess it's Bennett and Rasmussen. And we finished second twice to Sleepy, and we started 19th last weekend and finished 3rd at Ventura.
Who's sponsoring you this year?
It's American Racing Wheels. They're probably one of the biggest aftermarket wheel companies there is, and between American Racing and Valvoline. And
they're helping you out. Are
Yeah,
they
they help
supplying these very expensive tires for you this year?
yeah, well, American Racing is, they own the car, and they buy whatever we need.
That's good.
Basically.
That's good to have. Well, PJ, good luck to you out on the track tonight. We'll be watching you, and
Okay.
nice meeting you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, PJ.
Yeah, no
Is your dad? I'm with USAC Midget driver Bob Davison, the car number 14. Bob, did you truck her all the way in from California?
Yeah, we left yesterday morning. It's kind of a long haul out here to Tucson, but I'm expecting some fun. I think we go pretty fast.
Are you tired from the trip or anything?
I'm beat.
Are you really?
Oh, yeah, but you just get out there and warm up, and boy, you get your adrenaline going, you're ready to go.
Ready to go, huh? Who's sponsoring you this year?
Wall Racing sponsors the car, and they do all the motors for us. And we've been together about 5 years now, and everything seems to be working out okay.
Good. What do you think of our facilities here at Raven Raceway?
My dad was here about 15 years ago, and I was expecting something a whole lot different. When we were coming down the road, usually you don't look at the outside of a racetrack and say, oh, wow, you know, here we go. And I just couldn't believe it. Dave
right?
Maines has done a fine job.
Do you know Dave?
Yeah, I've raced with Dave a lot over the years.
Yeah, I know it's still in his blood. He'd like to get back out there. He just might do it here one of these days.
Well, heck, he was always fast, and we'd like to see it.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about the car 14. What kind of engine you're running and the suspension and so forth?
This is a Edmunds coilover chassis, and it's got a Porsche motor in it. It's one of the only ones out here running, and it's got 140 cubic inches, and it puts out about 225 horsepower. And we run McCreary tires.
How about the suspension?
That's a coilover chassis.
Oh, coilover chassis?
Yeah.
Unlike the 4-bar chassis?
Yeah, and I like the torsion bar car, yeah.
Now, some of the fellows out here have the 4-bar chassis, and I know the Sprint's do, and they do very well. Now, how do you compare up against these guys?
I've driven them both. The new Challengers seem like they're pretty strong, and you have to drive the cars different. These coil cars seem to have more forward traction, as the torsion bar cars seem to have more side-by. And it's just, this is our particular preference, and it works well for us.
How have you been doing racing this year as far as heats and maybe a main?
We've won some heat races, ran some top 5s, haven't won any this year. We're running 5th in points, and no, I'm sorry, we're running 6th in points.
6th in points in the Western?
In the Western states.
That's
and we're,
not bad.
Yeah, we're gonna push her up in the top 5 tonight, I think.
How about the competition? Are they as rough as everybody's saying they are?
I'll tell you, this is the toughest I've seen it in 10 years.
Is that right?
Every night we go out, there's 10 guys that can win it, and you come over here to Arizona, and they've got 5 or 10 guys who can win it. So this main event ought to be a real Donnybrook, I think. I don't know.
So it's anybody's race tonight.
I think so.
Well, Bob, good luck to you out on the racetrack, and keep her in the safe lane. Nice talking with you.
Well, Jeff, you ready?
Now I'm here with Ricky Johnson and the USAC Midget number 15. Ricky, how you feeling today?
I feel pretty good.
You ready to race?
I think so.
You think so, huh? Who's sponsoring you this year, Rick?
Weiler Farms, Blake Machine, Arizona Race Mart, Colors by Kenny, and Arizona Sports Shirt.
You're from Arizona, am I correct?
Yes.
Tucson or Phoenix?
Phoenix, Arizona.
Phoenix? Trucked her down today, or did you spend the night last night?
No, I came down today.
What kind of engine are you running in this car number 15?
It's a 183 cubic inch Chevy 2, cast iron.
How about the suspension? Are you running a 4-bar in this?
It's a 4-bar, yes.
That's good. How about the tires? Are you running through a lot of tires this year like the rest of the fellas? Is it a real expense to you?
I ran a 20 that I had used a couple races last year in the last main event down here, and there it is. I mean,
it's still there, huh?
Yeah.
How you been doing this year?
I think I'm 5th in points here in Tucson. I think I'm 5th in Manzanita.
Oh, that's good.
Just being consistent.
Yeah. What do you think of Raven Raceway as far as the track itself?
Dave's cleaned up this racetrack so much; it's really becoming something.
How about the surface on the track?
It's definitely abrasive and got some rocks in it, but everybody else got to race on the same racetrack.
You got a lot of competition out here tonight. How are you going to match up to them?
I hope well.
Well, you going to keep her in the safe lane, or are you going for it, or?
Well, I'm going to go for it just like anybody else. That's what we're all here for, but I hope to be in the safe lane at the same time.
Yeah, you know, we're having the time trials tonight. What kind of times do you think you're turning on this thing for the 3/8?
Oh, probably 15-second bracket, 14-second.
That's not bad.
No, I'm sure that's where we'll be at, though.
That's right in there, huh? Are you ever scared when you go out there on the racetrack before the race? I know most of the guys tell me that when a green flag comes down, you know, it's race time and you don't have time to think. How about
No.
before you go out there?
Yeah, you're pretty much concentrating on what you're going to do. I don't think you have time to be scared.
How long you been racing?
This is my second year in midgets.
Second year, and you raced, what did you race before this?
I used to race stock cars.
Oh, is that right?
Mhm.
Late models or
Yeah,
Chargers?
late models.
Late models. What does Ricky Johnson do when he's not racing his race car?
I run a company called American Garage Door in Phoenix. I'm the operations manager.
I see. How about, you married? You got any kids?
Yeah, I'm married and I have one kid that's 6 weeks old.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. What does your wife think about your racing career?
Well, she came along after I had started it, so she's had to go along with it.
Is she supportive of
yeah,
you now?
Yeah,
or?
she doesn't fight me at all.
Yeah.
Spends
Okay.
a lot of nights by herself, but she's behind me, so.
Well, that's good. That's always nice to have.
Oh, yeah, it's
Ricky,
real nice.
good luck to you tonight, and we'll see you out on the racetrack.
Okay, thank
you. Thanks, Rick. Good luck.
Right now, we call your attention front and center in front of the home stands. Mr. Raven Raceway, the man who put her all together this year, and I think now is as good a time as any for us to give a nice, warm round of applause. He's worked his butt off. He can turn around for us and show us literally. He's been doing that for months. Ladies and gentlemen, Dave Maness.
We're on. Thank you very much.
You got power.
Sorry about the little bit of delay. We gambled on the racetrack. We did put a lot of water on it. We're having trouble with packing the bottom naturally, but we do have enough now to go. So they're hooking up the electronic timing lights right now. This will be the first time these have been used. There will be some interesting times, I'm sure. They're going to keep track of them. You people do have programs. You can write them down. I believe the field is over right around 45 cars. We do have a tremendous field from California. And most of all, I must say, you got a tremendous crowd up here, and I deeply appreciate it. I think it proves that midget racing and open wheel racing is alive in Tucson, and we're going to get bigger and better shows down the road. Thank you all very much for coming. Have a good time. Anybody in the red shirts, you need any help, any problems, check with the people in the red shirts. But enjoy yourselves and be patient here. All the cars that are in the field tonight, they'll be running 4 heat races. We take the top 32 qualifiers, I believe it is. They run the 4 heats. The rest of them will run a C main and a last chance race to try and make it into the A main. Most of these guys from California traveled almost 1,000 miles. Let them know that you appreciate them. I know we got a lot of fans here from out of town. Got a lot of fans here from out of state. Thank you to you people especially for coming to our new racetrack. We'll get the qualifying going. Tom and Jack will keep you entertained for a little while. Be patient. We'll get this show on the road. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dave Maness, and congratulations on behalf of all of us in the stands tonight on a job very well done on your behalf this year. You can imagine all the politics that go into it, and then all the 24-hour days and 8-day weeks to get something like this brought along. And I commend Dave, too, on the kind of family he has brought together out here at Raven Raceway this season. Attention once again, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Raven Raceway, Dave Maness, take it away.
All righty, we're going to try and pack this bottom just a little more if you people just be patient here. You've been real patient tonight. We really thank you. I made the screw up, so I'll take the blame. We got too much water on here, but we're going to try and widen the groove out a little bit. I'd like you to take notice up here, the 2 trophies. They're setting up here in front. I don't know why the disc jockeys get a bigger one than the racers do, but they managed to do it. But this is the trophy for the midget main event tonight. This is the disc jockey traveling trophy, media trophy we're going to be using all this year. So if you have a team or an effort in the media area that'd like to challenge these winners, feel welcome to do it. We're going to finish off this right here. We're going to have Carolyn go ahead and sing our national anthem while these people are packing the track. First of all, I got a couple driver interviews I'd like to do right here. These 2 people are great friends of mine. We've raced together for 8 years across the country. Denise Bennett has been a very popular young lady here. You all remember her from the last time. Denise, come on up here. How about a nice round of applause for Denise Bennett? I think you're building a fan club over here, girl. We're going to have to get you back over here more often, huh? How you doing?
Fine, how are you?
Fine. Denise, I hear you won the TQ USAC Midget Main last week.
Yes, I did. I won that and then finished 5th in the midget, so it was a good night for me.
Sleepy's going to show her how to do this thing, right? I know she always does that, doesn't she? Who won the midget main event?
Wayne Bennett.
Ah, the old man beat you, huh?
He started in front of me, too.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe you can even the score tonight, I know. Denise Bennett, a hard charger. She really stands on the gas hard. She's also a very dear lady. She's a registered nurse. She has done an awful lot for racing in the community of Arizona and California, and I'm real proud to have her here, and I think you people ought to be real proud to have these people come over from California. So how about a nice round of applause for Denise Bennett? All for the ladies. This guy, when I was running midgets, or still might be, this is one of the fiercest competitors you'll ever meet in the midget. He's been to New Zealand. He's been to Australia. He's won the USAC National Midget Championship. He won Belleville. I've won Belleville. Mark Passarelli's won Belleville. Who else we got here? Tommy White here tonight? No, he's not here. I think that's it. But all the way from California, Sleepy Trip. Thank you for coming, Sleepy.
Hey, well, Dave, it's good to be here. I think maybe we got enough water on the track. People have been real patient. And it's good. I'm glad to see you're not in a race car. It just makes it a little bit easier for us.
We'll get you again one of these days, maybe. Maybe the next one we'll see what we can do about that, and you can come back over. But how many cars came in from California, Sleepy?
Well, I lost count. I mean, I was surprised. Maybe we got 10, 15, something like that.
That's a fine field for coming that far, 1,000 miles.
Yeah, this is a long way away, Tucson, Arizona.
Doesn't it feel good to get out here in the desert and away from that L.A. freeway?
There's no smog. I flew in, no smog in L.A.
No smog on your airplane, yeah. Anyways, the Sleepy Trip is here. He's going to be in the field. I think you ended up, what, 4th quick?
Sixth, and I think I started on the pole of the feature if I can qualify through a heat race.
A little explanation, you people that haven't seen this qualifying method USAC uses. They qualify through the heat races. Once they've qualified their time trial, they have to be guaranteed by finishing in the top 4, I believe it is tonight, in your heat race. Otherwise, they have to tag the semi or run in the semi field. So qualifying is very important. The guys that do qualify fast, they have to start in the back of each heat race. So they got to come from the rear of the heat race and work their way back up to get in that spot for the A main event tonight. Pays $1,000 tonight. Sleepy, go get them.
Good. Hey, thanks for everybody coming out tonight, and thanks for being patient. Dave screwed up a little bit too much water, but we're getting her in shape. Thanks a lot.
How about a nice round of applause for Sleepy Trip? Guys getting to stretch your legs a little, I know. We're going to go ahead and fire up this. Uh-oh, this looks like a good team. I ain't got to tell you what Denise said. Anyways, that's their little tire hauler on the back. They use these things around the midget racing. They put their tires in the back, their fuel jugs, and push their cars in the pit, so it really helps out. We're going to go ahead and have the national anthem. I believe George is over there. George, you about ready to go? Give us a handshake there. He's a-running. Everybody please stand. Take your hats off. Carolyn? Stop. We're going to go ahead and stop the trucks here. Then we'll have our national anthem. In the meantime, we're waiting for these trucks to stop. My wife's got something to say that's very important to both of us.
Tonight's a real special night for Dave and I and our pit crew that work here now. In 1975, Dave started midget racing, and I truly believe in my heart that if it wasn't for these two special people that are here tonight, we wouldn't be here because they helped create this Raven Raceway. Bud and Jerry Trainer, can I have a round of applause for them? They started David and midget racing. We love you, Bud and Jerry.
Little information on Bud and Jerry Trainer. He owns the Arizona Hard Chrome Midget. He also, I believe it was Al Unser or Bobby Unser, won the first main event ever in his car. He's had such names as Mario Andretti, and a lot of people drive his cars. So we miss you, Bud and Jerry. Get your race car back on the racetrack. I know you're down there, but we need you out here. Okay, we're ready to go. National anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And a girl, Carolyn. She thought they had the tape on, but she's not used to listening to the echo out here. So, Carolyn, you do a fantastic job. There's nobody ever done it better, I'll guarantee you. Heat race is getting ready to come out. Get your seats, get ready. Have a good time. Let these people know it's appreciated, and let's show them a Raven wave tonight in the main event that they haven't seen before. Thank you. We'll be back with you at intermission.
Thank you, Dave, and we thank you, Carolyn, for a whale of a job tonight. It turns out being a duet as she sings live and on Memorex.
Here, and then we're going to go. The first heat is in the staging area right now. We just want to make sure we don't have any sloppiness right down the very bottom. We're going to go ahead and have the ticket drawing. This is Brad Hibbets from Coca-Cola Bottling Company. Brad, maybe you'd like to explain this.
We've had a raffle out here in the last few weeks for the miniature NASCAR you saw out front, and all the money for this car goes to the TMC Children's Foundation, and all that money stays in Tucson. I want to thank you all for buying the raffle tickets, and we're going to let this gentleman right here draw a ticket. We'll see who won it.
Okay. We have the winning ticket. Karen Kenneth from Phoenix, Arizona, 7001 West Almeria or something. Are you present? If you are, would you please come down to the front gate? Her name is Karen Kenneth. One more time. The ticket number. Uh-oh. 1334113 for the NASCAR replica car. Brad Hibbett's got the ticket. He'll be up in front. If you do have it here, go out in front and you'll be able to claim it. What was your name? Carl. Carl here did our lucky ticket draw. Thank you, Carl, very much.
Zimmerman and Williams in the second row, and Burt Randall, Glenn Smith up top. Now they settle down and they do everything in their power to try to impress the starter, George Camp. Once again, you'll want to put at least your peripheral vision on him. He's the one on the left, giving him the finger, indicating he wants one more out of him under the yellow before he will even consider going green. But they'll try to psych him. A little bit later on tonight when they're doing this, and we're anticipating the green flag, we will have you folks in the stands stand up and remain standing when the lead two cars come directly in front of you. And as they progress down the home stretch, you can envision how that produces what we call the Raven Wave. And it is a dandy. It can produce chills, literally.
Are you going to have one during the celebrity race?
What?
A wave.
Oh, yes.
My goodness.
Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, we have to do it there to hopefully inspire you guys.
George Camp looks at him.
He's got green in hand. Will they get it, or will they fudge it up right about here?
Nope.
The latter is definitely the case. A little bit too quick draw McGraw for George Camp's liking. He says, come on, guys, shake her down, get it in order.
Get side by side.
It's all up to Burt Randall right here.
He's the man that leads him around, the pole sitter, Brett Randall.
Sets the pace. He can go just about as fast or as slow as he wants. All the rest of them, in this case the 8 others, have the responsibility to follow suit. Camp with green in hand again, and I think they've got it. They do, and we're off and running at Raven Raceway, our first USAC Midget heat race of the evening. And an early power up there in turn 1 and cleanly scooting her into turn 2 out in front of the pack, but it looks like there's about 4 of them in the middle who are going to be quick closers in on that front-running position. And here they come out of turn 4. Glenn Smith surges into the lead on that initial lap with Brett Randall in car number 16 falling back in second place. Boy, those emissions back there in flame fashion just add to the spine-tingling excitement of it all. Danny Williams now in car number 7 has pushed his way up into second place, eyeballing Glenn Smith ahead of him. 1 lap down, 7 left in our first heat of the evening. No change at the top, but there's still a bunch, and 4 of them looking to contend. Well, maybe there is a change coming out of turn 2. Not quite, just a little bit too high and mushy, perhaps, still up there on the upper lip of the trap. Now they're coming around and going to do some lapping unless we lose one, which we do, to the pit field.
That's Brett Randall pulling her into the pits in the car number 16.
Obviously not happy with something that's happening in that machine, so he goes in and tries to get a quick handle on it. While he does that, Glenn Smith, it would appear, is adding to his lead in that good-looking little racing machine. Looks like about a 3-car battle right now, fighting it out for second best in this, our first heat race of the evening. Danny Williams, Dave Culp battling right now, thinking perhaps with a break they could be up there and running where Glenn Smith is. But Smith is looking real comfortable right now. White flag lap coming up, or 1 to go.
We've got 1 battle for second place there, Tom, but now he moves up in front.
The white will be out for Glenn Smith, and then the rest of them as they come parading by, but it doesn't look like at this point anybody's going to be able to close it up on Glenn Smith. Dave Culp down from Phoenix in car number 90, running in second place on our last lap. Glenn Smith to the checker, as you would have expected from the 11th hour dominance that he displayed in that first heat race of the evening. An 8-lapper, but nobody able to catch up with Tucsonan Glenn Smith, who got the early lead and then for all intent and purpose was able to hang on, stave off the rest of the competition, slowly but surely open up the margin of victory that he had.
Okay, John, 7-second gear ratio. Okay.
Second heat here in the USAC Midgets out at Raven Raceway, another 8-lap race. Off the number 4 corner they come. George Camp, your starter, looks at him and says, fellas, let's bring it back. Let's try it again. Get them side by side and slow it up just a little bit, Scott Summers. Scott Summers, your pole sitter in the car number 65. Going to try to bring him around once again. George Camp, Bob McKinley, your flagman here at Raven Raceway today. George Camp looks at him once again as they come out of the number 4 corner. Yes, we're on the green. We're back into racing again.
Only way to go on a Saturday night on this side of the city. These guys get off to a flashing quick start. Scott Summers trying to hang on to it, but he's not going to be successful in doing so. Looks like Donnie Sink in car number 12. Putting some early moves on, and now they all are going to have their work cut out for them because this guy is harder than the Dickens to catch. Car number 1 up front, Jack Yaley. One of the best Phoenix can produce and send south. At least that's been the case in weeks past. Big battle going on for second place now as they go into turn number 1. Scott Summers looked to be in control with that number 65 machine. Dave Strickland in car number 95 was making some fast moves up too. They've done some shuffling back there in turn 2. All of them looking up to Cactus Jack Yaley. But right now you've got Scott Summers successfully battling in that number 2 position. And look at that. 5 cars running wheel to wheel right behind him and challenging him for second place. And one of them has successfully bitten it off, and Summers gets a little squirrely up there in turn number 3. So you've got a new second position right now, number 21, none other than P.J. Jones in second place. And now P.J. is going to try to cut down the gap, a pretty big one, wouldn't you admit, being held by that guy right there, number 1, Cactus Jack, with that much of a lead on Parnelli Jr. Third place, currently, an Arizona car, number 95, Dave Strickland at the wheel. Yaley, Jones, and Strickland, lap number 6 of 8. White flag will come out for Cactus Jack, PJ, and Dave. Dave Strickland. That's how they're running. 1, 2, 3. Time running out. 1 lap to go for Cactus Jack Yaley. Still in the lead by that much on P.J. Jones. Dave Strickland still hanging on to third place in your second heat of the evening for the USAC Midgets, and Wayne Bennett out of California in fourth place. Checkered flag falls for Cactus Jack. No appreciable change in the top. P.J. Jones in second, Dave Strickland third, Wayne Bennett finishing fourth. Looks like Jeff Klender good for fifth place out of Phoenix in that second heat race this evening.
So Cactus Jack looking mighty good out on the racetrack this evening, Tom. Just taking a real good lead, and P.J. Jones just couldn't throw out the line and reel him back in. Good job, Cactus Jack.
Now, and working their way through 3 and 4 and getting up here into the home stretch. Camp has got the green in hand, eyeballing him real close, and he drops it. We're going racing again on a Saturday night, and look at him stack up down the home stretch here. Try to get good position to power it on into turn number 1. That they do, and it's still a nice, clean show here this evening. Some of those dudes running 3 abreast back there, Jack.
Look out there, number 4.
And now we're going to do a domino theory. That'll bring out the yellow El Pronto. I thought there for a moment we would just have the one car, but all of a sudden the second car piled into him, and then a bunch of leapfrogging going on down there. Hopefully there will not be much in the way of damage incurred by at least those first two. It doesn't look like the others who got into the fray later, who were doing all the humping and bumping, doesn't look like they had any real serious mechanical problems. One lap down, and then this. So we will go to a complete restart. That kicked up some dust back there. I'm surprised there's much of that to be found out here this evening.
There's one Ed car here. I wonder what the problem is with him.
Rick Johnson in the car number 15, and Darrell Hall in the car number 22 having that mishap there, coming around number 3 corner going into 4. So, Tom, we didn't complete one lap, so we're going to have a complete restart on this race. Get these other 2 cars started.
3/4 of a lap. Just don't cut the mustard. So can set the pace here and convince George Camp to get him started, and they don't do too much passing back there to get a void thrown into this.
What do you think, Tom?
I think we've got green again. The surge is on, and let's see who takes it. Tad Pfizer says, I'm going to set the early pace. You guys can battle it out after that and make your way up through the field if at all possible. And he's got about 4 of them. We're thinking right now second place wouldn't be a bad spot to be in, and then grind away on the Pfizer lead. Pfizer's by, followed by Jim Quinn in car number 1, currently in second position and hanging on to it through turn 1 and turn 2, losing it temporarily down there in the backstretch and into turn 3. So you've got a new second place car with Jim Quinn dropping off to third and 0-1. Eric Wilkins, Tucsonan, now in second place and trying to cut down on the California Tad Pfizer lead, and he's not doing a bad job of it, Jack. Maybe a little bit high back there in turn 3. Let's see how they shoot her out of turn 4 down the home stretch. Still Wilkins looking real good behind Pfizer. Denise Bennett out of California now has battled her way up into third position as we take a look at lap number 4 just ahead here in our third heat race for the USAC Midgets. Look at the heat that Wilkins is trying to apply to Pfizer now out of turn 1 and into turn 2. You can call it a 3-car race, but right now Denise Bennett is the owner of position number 3 behind Pfizer and Wilkins, but 3 cars, hers included, making the battle right now for second place. Now it's become a 2-car battle with Dave Burns out of Casa Grande closing in on Denise Bennett. They're trying to make a battle for third place, and I'd say they've got a pretty good one going into and out of turn 3. Likewise, squeezing out of 4. Did Burns pass her? No. Denise Bennett still in third place with that number 9 machine. Look at how close Wilkins is running on Pfizer's Bobcat tail end right now. It's a tight one as we go to the 1 lap to go. White flag is out and garnered by Tad Pfizer. He's got a lap to hang on to it, or can Tucsonan Eric Wilkins bite it off? How about Denise Bennett?
She's coming right up there too, and let's see what happens as they come around number 3 and 4.
Into and out of 4, there will be no change in how they were running at last report. Tad Pfizer from California takes first. Tucsonan Eric Wilkins in second place, and Californian Denise Bennett good for third place here in our third USAC Midget Heat Race this evening. Pfizer, Wilkins, Bennett, Leland McSpadden winds up in fourth place.
Pfizer.
And good to know that George Camp didn't have to rash out here last week like he did last week. He got a little behind. And
I hope they have a bathroom in the pits when I head down there to get in my car.
or was it a big behind? He's got green in hand, and
Yes,
we're going
he
to
does.
wave it and go racing. Our final heat race of the evening for these USAC Midgets. Tom Bonneau tries to get the early jump off of the pole position. Take the lead. My goodness, look at him seesawing back and forth down the backstretch back there. Those in the second stage and giving chase on our leader, Tom Bonneau. Roger Toops, last report, was running second. Boy, they're hard to see by comparison, I'll tell you that. They're so slick and quick. Little numbers by comparison also. Not the easiest bunch in the world to keep an eye on, but Tucson and Hank Winter in car number 45, making some good early run. See how it holds up for him.
Look out
A lot
there.
of bumping and scraping going on down there, but they came out of it pretty doggone well for what could have brewed up out of it. We've only got one awry up there, and early trackside help is right up on him before he even knows it. So that's good to see. So the order in which they are running, when we get back to racing under the green, it'll be Bonneau still in front, followed by Hank Winter. Bonneau out of Phoenix, Winter Tucson. Alan Fome from Mesa will be in third position. Tucson and Ernie Payne will be running fourth. Tucson and Buddy Nelson will be in fifth place. As we get back to doing it under the green, the racer's favorite way. Always. You can't give them enough green, literally or figuratively. $5,000 in the purse tonight, $1,000 going to he who can survive all of this and win the big USAC Midget Main event tonight. So there's your incentive. Plenty of it. Not to mention the pride angle. Is California better than Arizona or vice versa? We'll do one more, I have a feeling.
Look out there, car
George
number 11.
wants to get her tightened up a little bit, but not quite that tight, buddy.
Buddy Nelson getting a little bit anxious there as they came down the front chute. Anticipating George, and you just don't anticipate him.
We certainly appreciate the United States Auto Club exposure here in our inaugural 87 season. Green again at Raven Raceway on a Saturday night. How do they crank out of this? Tom Bonneau setting the pace. Hank Winter trying to close it up in that number 45 machine. Alan Fome, guiding number 88, in third best position as we restarted. Ernie Payne of Tucson battles his way up through the pack. Settles in at second place right now, but I don't know that he'd be content to stay in that spot. It doesn't look like he would be, and maybe, just maybe, has sliced it away there with a little inside maneuver coming out of turn 4. Tucson and Ernie Payne, car number 77, scoots to the front. More shuffling and flipping and spinning. Third place machine getting into a wild scrape back there. What a bouncy ride that one should have proven to be. Our men are on the scene. Soon as we can get an early word to you regarding the well-being of that gentleman, we will be glad and happy to do so, keeping our fingers crossed that he stayed tucked away safely inside that one, but that one was doing enough metal-to-metal scraping back there between machine and fence. It was a virtual firefall back there for a while as that bouncy ride skithered along the backstretch. So they're getting him righted. We've still gotten no visual communication up here or otherwise, but as soon as we do, believe you me, we'll pass that word directly along to you. We can see them through the glasses now, removing pieces of the machine.
Yes, I do. Go ahead.
Working feverishly away on that machine as the rest of them shutter down, and while that's going on, they make on-track adjustments and whatnot to...
Well, he's not quite out of the car yet. They've got his helmet off, and is that an okay over there? He's okay. Okay, all right. Man, oh, man.
Outrageous.
Isn't that something? Now, does that remind you folks to wear your seatbelts on the way home tonight or what? Oh, boy.
What a ride that one was. And boy, once they do that catapulting, they just go ever so fast through that phase of it. You always, every time that's happened, you always find yourself as a spectator, which is what we are, just hoping and praying that it ends real quick.
Speak for yourself. I've got to get out on that racetrack tonight.
I'm glad Roberta Gale wasn't here to see that.
Oh.
I think
well, I had this appointment at...
She might have opted at that point to take a look at her watch and develop an early appointment.
Boy, oh boy. Thank goodness he's okay, though.
He's sitting out. Yeah, he's all right. They're going to take him to the infield. When he comes around, give him up. 72 star. And when they do that, once you give him a round of applause, that's right.
Tom Bonneau, the early pole setter in that one, running into some viciously bad luck back there. We understand he is coming around now in the ambulance and sitting up. This might be a real good time for all of us in the stands to show what good sportsmen we are and give Tom Bonneau a whale of a hand for one's hellacious ride here at Raven Raceway tonight.
Let's let him hear it, folks.
Sitting up in there, and Dave Maness leaning in to check on. There
right.
He is.
That's an Excedrin headache number 52, huh, Tom? You're right.
We don't normally do this because I've been in the same shoes this gentleman has on many occasions. But you took one wild-ass ride back there, Tommy. And I'm sure glad you're all right, buddy.
Thanks a lot.
And he is. And these are the kind of things that the kind of things that open wheel racing does happen. Sometimes they don't get out so lucky, and sometimes they get hurt. But it's very rarely you see a car flip as radical as that did. That the guy didn't get hurt, and I think it's a real tribute to your car builder and everybody on your crew, Tom.
Thanks a lot.
I'm glad you're all right. We'll see you next time. How about Tucson? Let's let this guy know we care.
Down from Phoenix tonight and taking a real rough one down the old back chute there. Tom, better luck next time. I'm awfully glad to see you able to walk away from that one because as
Me too, Tom.
Dave said that was one wild, expletive-deleted ride. Oh, my goodness.
He was in second place at the time, or right up there.
We saw something even maybe more unique and off the wall several weeks ago, very similar. His ride then didn't last quite as long as Tom's did tonight, but the irony of it was the race was over. The checkered flag had fallen, and Patrick Salloway, another Phoenician driver, instead of taking that cool-down lap at the end of the race, he headed for the pit field. Everybody else was doing the cool-down, and the cool-down overlapped the guy going into the pit field. The open wheels interlocked, and Patrick Salloway did a triple somersault from the racing surface right over the pit field wall and upside down into the pit fields. He, too, was able to climb out of that machine that night, shake it off, and walk away. And on top of all that, some really great people in the stands that night raised about $200 of hard luck fund for that Phoenician driver. So some of the neat things that our Tucson racing fans are doing here in the early on of the 87 racing season in Phoenix. So
off of number 4 they come, Tom.
Under the green again. We're back to racing on a Saturday night, May number 30. And some pretty close traffic back there in the back of the pack as they were 3 abreast, including Tucson and Buddy Nelson, in that number 11 machine for a while. We've got yellow out. So we're back to caution. Tucson and Ernie Payne off the lead. 4 laps down. 4 laps to go. George will give him the finger here as well as the yellow to indicate let's do it one more before we go back to racing under the green. What a ride. Looked like excitement every inch of the way. George Camp has got green in hand.
Ernie leads them around.
They're out of 3 into 4. They've got the green waving on them and 4 laps to go here in our 4th heat race this evening. Buddy Nelson in car number 11 battling from that second position but unable to hang on. He loses it going into turn 2. Has to settle for 3rd place heading down the backstretch and in 2 as they come out of 4. Lap number 5. There's your lead being set here in the early on of the rephasing of this one. Tucson and Ernie Payne up from dead last to running very first. What a way to go for number 77, Tucson and Ernie Payne, followed by Jerry Coons and then Buddy Nelson. Nelson nipping away, trying to bite it off down the back straight, but not able to do so into turn 3. The white is out. 1 lap to go for Ernie Payne, Coons, and then Nelson, with Rasmussen running along now in 4th place. The 11th hour of this, our last heat race of the evening for the USAC Midgets. The checkered flag is out and should fall for Ernie Payne at number 77. Buddy Nelson winds up in 2nd place. He made a big surge there on the closing lap with Jerry Coons Jr. unofficially finishing 3rd, and Russ Rasmussen in car number 38 going 4th in our 4th and final USAC heat race of the evening.
77, 11, 12.
Still ahead, a semi-main. There's celebrity race this evening, and the big main for the big boys with $1,000 to win that sucker. Ernie Payne, Buddy Nelson, Jerry Coons, Rust Rasmussen. 1, 2, 3, 4 in your final heat race this evening. George Camp says, hey guys, see me? I'm waving yellow. And a lone digit, which is telling you not to do that. Keep your pace. Take another one. Come back again. Impress me again back there. And I'll switch from yellow to green. So they get one signaled to them again with the yellow waving. Looks like the field is just about in place. 9 rows of deuces. Whale of a show tonight, Dave. These guys kick it up and do it as well as it can be done, I swear. You're hot.
Well, this will be an action heat semi-main because they all know they got to finish in the top 6 to make it into the A main, and this is what we call our last chance race, and this ought to be a good one.
Well, he's got the green in hand, that George Camp does, and he says, let's go racing at Raven again. And boy, are we doing that. These guys want to be in the top 6 for sure. Number 67, no surprise, Sleepy Trip, putting the early moves on in this one. A big field for your semi-main event here tonight. Here they come by, Sleepy Trip in the lead. Mario Bringetto had started on the pole position. Let's see how he does in the early on laps here. Right now it's a 2-car race up front. A trio of them back there battling right now for 3rd place, trying to move their way up. Mario still running in 2nd, Sleepy Trip. All of them in that first set of 4, make it 5 from out of town. Our first Tucsonan here at the start, Jerry Rice in 6th place. Here they come flashing by. Good battle going on right now for 3rd place. They were wheel to wheel down the home stretch here. They'll need to get a clear-cut decision on 3rd and then start chopping away on Sleepy Trip and company up at the head of the pack. Here they come again out of turn number 4. And parading by us now, your early on leaders in this, the semi-main event, where you better finish in the top 6 and vault on into the big main here this evening. Darrell Hall, good-looking car, putting on some good early laps here. They make the progression, but right now Sleepy Trip seems to be having it all almost his way. Lap number 6 about to unravel with Sleepy Trip in car number 67 in the lead. Getting a pretty decent chase right now out of turn number 2, the little white machine. See if he can close up the gap on Mr. Trip. Flames firing out the side of that machine. Lap number 7 as he tries to power up and close up on the leader. Mario Bringetto in car number 32. Running pretty swell right now, but also running 2nd to Sleepy Trip. What a name. Anything but a Sleepy Trip around this track for that gentleman. Like to watch Bringetto sling it the way he does into turn 1. Got 1 down on the infield, backside. Should cause no problem with where the groove has been set. As round and round we go on a Saturday night with the USAC Midget Men and their fabulous racing machine, and they are that, built very solidly. White flag, 1 lap to go, will be waved now to your leader, Sleepy Trip, in that machine number 67. And here it is, being waved to him. He's got it. Number 67 doing some slick maneuvering there to get around traffic down the home stretch and into turn 1. But it's pretty much a cruise right now for Sleepy Trip over from California, Costa Mesa. What a classy looking rig he pulled that machine in with tonight, let me assure you. Mario Bringetto hanging on for second place in our semi-main here this evening. So if you're going to grab some goodies, do it fairly quick. We're not going to be taking an intermission per se. We will slow down here, grab our breath a little bit, get our celebrities out here in their NASCAR Chargers. Sleepy Trip, a good run in our semi-main. And the top 6 guys here, Sleepy in the next 5, rolling on into our A main event this evening. Mario Bringetto running second and trying to close the gap. Just couldn't get her done. At the end of the season with our first annual, we trust, John Rice Memorial Race. So here's a pair of our celebs. I think they gave Jacobs Lucky Larry Davis's car, which is number 77. Robin usually sticks pretty close to Jack, so if that theory holds, she would be in car 15. But Dave Maness is a lot closer, and we'll get him on microphone here when the time is right to let you know just who is who as far as celebs racing what cars. Our NASCAR Chargers on the scene tonight. Throw a little fire into Dave's wireless trackside mic. It's hot when you are, boss. Might even want to get these guys and gals just before they do their thing here tonight and see what the nervous factor is, especially after that bouncy little ride we saw in the USAC Midget moments ago. But darn good to see him walk away from it, wasn't it?
We got power, Tom? Boy, we sure do.
Yeah, you're hot.
We're going to talk to Jack Jacobs, saddled up and ready to go. Well, Jack?
I'm raring and ready to go, and Bob Allen is not going to win this race.
Who starts behind you?
I don't know. I can't see.
I think it's Bob Allen. Just hit the brakes real hard. Scare the hell out of him. You know, that's why you do that.
We'll push him into the mud. No.
Look what's coming through the gate over there.
Who is that?
Your trophy. It better be.
All right. The Raven Raceway trophy.
We made a deal with Jack Jacobs. If he don't win, he's got to pick up all the cans starting Monday.
When did we make that deal?
Just now.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, this is the traveling trophy. It's going to be presented. And boy, watch out for this one. We don't know what's going to happen. Bob Allen sitting here is looking different than sitting in the old KCE radio booth, ain't it?
This is true. Jack, you're going to lose. I just want to let him know that before we even start here. Yes, I get the trophy. You get the trophy, girl, okay?
His helmet's already filling up with smog, I think it is, you know? It's fuzzy stuff. I guess you guys know where you start, so good luck. We'll see you after the race.
Let's do it.
Thank you to KCE. Thank you to the radio stations and all the work you've been doing to promote the racetrack out here. We do appreciate it.
It's our pleasure, believe me.
What are you jumping around for? His legs are sitting in here shaking, boy. He's getting nervous. I hope they know where they start. If they don't, we'll let them go anyways and figure it out.
I love your attitude, Dave. Who's that, number 23?
Chuck Clark, KCEE, ready to go.
He's trying to talk through his helmet.
I'm ready to go.
Are you ready?
Do I need my driver's license?
No, but what gear are you in?
Neutral.
Supposed to be in high speed.
High speed? Already?
Yeah. All right, we're ready. We're going to roll them out here.
Heads up to
Boy,
Augie.
here goes my crash walls.
Augie in our audience. You should meet the rest of your racing party at the front gate, please. Augie.
Oh, we got one more down here, Tom.
Who else? Is that Robin back there? With a Y? Hearts are fluttering inside those machines about now.
In the Budweiser car. That's our assistant announcer, Jack Jacobs' girlfriend in that last car there. We're going to try and hold up this reputation of the announcers here, Tom. If she don't do it, maybe we'll move you in there next time. How's that sound?
My money's on her in the grudge between she and Jack. Jack's up at the head of this baby. She's bringing up the back of it. Bob Allen in number 15. And that would leave Chuck Clark, also from KCEE, in machine number 23. Lucky Larry Davis's car is that number 77 machine that Jack Jacobs is piloting tonight. He's on the outside of that front row. Oh, look at this hand signal from our starter, George Camp. With some help in the opposite direction, a little potty language, as the green falls in your first of a season-long series of celebrity races. And look at that, Bob Allen, as he said he would, was going to provide a real stiff challenge for Jack Jacobs. Allen takes the lead into turn one. Jack trying to give some heavy pursuit up there. And then Robin bringing up the rear, still back there, trying to move ahead of Chuck Clark in car number 23. Go, Robin. My money's on you, darling, so cut him down back there in turn three. Bob Allen, KCEE, flashing by in the lead. Hot pursuit, well, lukewarm anyway, from Jack Jacobs. Clark in number 23 and Robin Caldwell in that last machine and trying to close it up a little bit. But, boy, they've got a lot of work to do from either one of those two positions to cut down on this guy, Bob Allen, Jack Jacobs. That's the separation between 1 and 2 right now, and here's the battle for third place. Still, Chuck Clark hanging on. Robin trying to close it down in that beautiful little NASCAR Charger in last place. They're about a half lap back. Allen still in the lead, but it looks to me like Jack is closing it up rather rapidly. Can he make a move on him down there in turn one? Not so. He's still staying on the tail of Bob Allen. Can he make a move down the back straight? Yes, in fact, he can. He has moved up to the door on that lead car, but Allen finds some more juice in there, but he may be just a little bit too high. Keep it out of the wall, Bob. Jack Jacobs into the lead. Allen into the mud. So Jack whips his way around. I don't think he's going to be able to do any passing back there, any lapping, as it were, on his main girlfriend, Robin. They get the white flag now, and the checkered comes out for Jack. Jack Jacobs wins it in Lucky Larry Davis's machine. Bob can't quite get it out of the mud, and boy, it looks to me like it's going to be a tough luck night for him to have fallen from early on dominance in this race, way off the pace. KCEE's Chuck Clark takes second place. Robin winds up in third place, and Bob Allen is still in need of a car wash. Send him up to the Oracle Wetmore on Monday or to the Octopus and get that borrowed racing machine cleaned up. Bob talked a good game before he got into this one and predicted a win. Jack was a little more quietly confident that he would be able to keep the trophy right here at Raven Raceway this week.
Yeah! Hey, held up Raven Raceway tonight. We get to keep the trophy right here till the next one. Bye, Alan. Better come over here. Oh, no. Second place. You gotta get over here. Gotta take a picture of these two guys here. They had a little. I had it. Talking about one of them delivers a chocolate pie to the other one, but they didn't bring the pie down here, so Linda remembered that you should have. So, then take it. You get the honor. On the count of three. On the count of three. Thanks. One. Two. Hey, no. Oh, yeah. There's a face that perfectly matches the track. Let him eat cake.
Now we've got a 6 spot right in the center of the home stretch.
What's this? Come on down, Tom. You can clean it up. A pretty good pie.
Jack, that trophy's taller than you.
I get to hit him? Yeah! Let's do the same count of three. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Smile, Jack.
Oh, what a nasty feeling.
You guys, good sports for you. You're going to have a pie.
It's tough to keep from laughing.
You guys are good sports. You did a lot of promotional work for the
Let's do it
racetrack
again.
and for the spectators. Believe me, you people, you know how hard it is to get good advertising and good people involved in all racing. Well, KCE is definitely good. KVOA and Jack Jacobs will spend a lot of time.
Pretty good, huh?
How about a nice round of applause for both these gentlemen? We're going to move the main event out of here. I believe it's almost ready to go. They're pushing them out right now. We'll get the main event on the racetrack and we'll get our USAC feature over with.
Outrageous. Had the opportunity last night, Cable 12 casting the Tucson Toros to chat with Dana Lopez from KTUC Radio.
Whose was this?
He was eager. He found out what this was all about.
I'm going to put it back here. Don't forget. Bye, Jack.
Billy Bortko, your sports gentleman over at Channel 13, likewise enthusiastic about coming out in the weeks ahead. 3-1, 31-01. You won yourself a racing hat. So bring your numbers of proof. Get on up to the announce box. Get somebody to get our box goodies and make proper distribution here this evening. 6-0, 30-60. Garnering up a hat tonight, courtesy of the Music Box Lounge. Another hat from the Brassfield Auto Parts people. Your lucky program number is 3081, 3081. Getting a hat from Brassfield Auto Parts. Another t-shirt from George's, 3033, 30. Back there with the starter's flag, car number 15, our first one this evening from the back of the pack, the Phoenix car, Rick Johnson at the wheel of number 15, ladies and gentlemen.
In the back of the field next to Rick Johnson in the car number 18, also California. Colorado. Okay, that's car number 18, Ted Pfizer.
Car number 1 down from Phoenix. You've seen him charge so many times before this season. Warm welcome due for Cactus Jack Yaley.
On the next, who are you going with? Okay, next to Cactus Jack in the car number 7 from Las Cruces, New Mexico, Danny Williams.
Next up, car number 26 from Tucson. Let's give a warm round of applause for Jerry Rice.
From Pomona, California, in the car number 14, Bob Davison.
Car number 12A from Tucson, Jerry Coons Jr.
From Fresno, California, sponsored by United Service Automotive, the car number 22, Darrell Hall.
Car number 95, the complete copy car, one of our Arizona contingent. Piloting it will be Dave Strickland.
From Sunnyvale, California, in the car number 57, Mike Appio.
Car number 11 from Tucson, at the wheel, Buddy Nelson.
From San Pedro, California, the car number 9, Denise Bennett.
Car number 21 from Rolling Hills, California, that high school senior, P.J. Jones.
From Phoenix, Arizona, the car number 48, Billy Schumann.
Car number 38 from Fresno, Rusty Rasmussen.
The car number 1 from Arizona, Eric Wilkins.
Car number 32, again from Fresno, Mario Bringetto.
Mario Bringetto having the fast time out here at Raven Raceway tonight. In car number 21, from San Pedro, California, Wayne Bennett.
Car number 51, down from Phoenix tonight. You already know the story on him, Leland McSpadden.
From Tucson, Arizona, in the car number 77, piloting it tonight, Ernie Payne.
What a charge he put on in that earlier heat race this evening. Car number 90 down this evening from Phoenix and being piloted by Dave Culp.
And on the pole position tonight for the main event here at Raven Raceway, in the car number 67 from Costa Mesa, California, Ron Sleepy Tripp. And there we have it, Tom, our lineup for our main event here at Raven Raceway tonight in the USAC Midgets.
I can't recall in the past sitting elbow to elbow with and working with a guy wearing chocolate cream pie all over his face. I'm impressed.
Are you impressed? I'm obsessed.
I love this. You look like a man who has aged very rapidly.
After that race, I feel like it.
Alan went and washed his off, so.
Well, we've got another hard luck fund started for that car number 72, Tom.
More than started. We started
you
with
had it
20
already.
bucks a few minutes ago, and what are we up to now?
Well, we've got another $10 from Gus's Painting from Green Valley, and even $1, which helps, from a spectator.
I think Gus was one of the early on contributors in that $200 night for Patrick Salloway, if I'm not mistaken. This will be the last one, folks, and let's go for a real Raven wave on the next time around. See if we can inspire these guys into an A main event that ought to blow your socks off. Maybe we will and maybe we won't, but let's think positively. Let's assume we're going to get the green. You folks, let's get ready to come to our feet. It will send these guys into the big main, and here we go, and here you go. Up, 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 up. And up is what Sleepy Trip is. Good job, folks. You guys looking good. Just the right amount of orneriness in this group gathered here this evening. A lot of fire belching out of the catch-up machines down the back chute. Sleepy Trip over from California tonight, setting the early pace with Tucson and Ernie Payne setting the early challenge, trying to close the gap on Trip and take first place away from the one they affectionately call Sleepy. There's Sleepy squishing by. Payne, that much in time and distance behind your leader and in second place. And we've pretty much got a three-car battle, battling it out for third place. They become elongated down the back straight, but Dave Culp seems to be the survivor the best in car number 90, currently good for third place, just ahead of Californian Wayne Bennett. Culp down from Phoenix. Californian Sleepy Trip still in the lead. Tucson and Ernie Payne running second and trying to close it up here in our A main event for you on a Saturday night. Dave Culp, Wayne Bennett still running 3 and 4 respectively. So your top 4 are Trip, Payne, Culp, and Bennett. Still in the early on of a big A main event. $1,000 will go to the winner. If it were over right now, $1,000 richer would be Californian's Sleepy Trip. Can he hang on? Will the brakes that develop in this race allow him to hang on? Will there be any brakes in this race? It'll be interesting to see. Ernie Payne trying to shove 77 closer onto the tail of Sleepy Trip, but he's got his work cut out for him. Running pretty solidly right now, though, in second place. Another 4-car battle then brewing for your third place position, still being hung on to by Dave Culp out of Phoenix in car number 90. Wayne Bennett out of California in number 21X running in 4th place. That's how they're flying down the back straight and into turn 3. Out of 3, into 4, out of 4. Your leader flashing by with that much of a pad right now on Ernie Payne. And then a 3, 4, maybe a 5-car battle right now for third place. But it's a distant third. Not so distant on Ernie Payne, but rather distant on Sleepy Trip. 67. Flashing by in the lead. Ernie Payne in second. Dave Culp in third. Wayne Bennett running fourth. Leland McSpadden in that rebuilt boat out of Phoenix, car number 51, running fifth right now, ahead of fellow Phoenician Billy Schumann. So those are your top 6 smokers in an A main event as we approach the witching hour on a Saturday night. Round and round they go, but number 67 is where it counts. Number 77 is trying to inch up, but not doing so. Maybe just maybe he's going to find himself battling real hard to keep those 3 cars out of his hip pocket. They're fighting it out for 3rd place. Wayne Bennett, Leland McSpadden, and Billy Schumann, who will pull into a solid 3rd place, or will it remain with Dave Culp?
Tom, Sleepy Trip has got a really good lead over Ernie Payne, and it's going to take some real horsepower and driving for Ernie to catch up to Sleepy now.
Well, Sleepy just now flashing by. There's the distance between he and 2nd place, and the distance between 2nd and 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. It's pretty close back there. Less than a football field for sure for those 5 cars. We've reached halfway. We are at midway,
and we've got one spun out.
The yellow. Got a spin out high up there in turn number 1. Racing machine number 22 going awry up there. That would be Darrell Hall. The United Service Automotive machine over from Fresno tonight. Creating a little yellow. This is one of those breaks we were talking about. Man, it hurts the most, obviously, is Sleepy Trip, who slowly but surely was building up on a lead that he has held in dominance so far in this one. Ernie Payne out of Tucson gave it an early jump and an early good lead, but seemingly unable to hang on, losing a little bit of ground lap after lap after lap, but so far managing to stay ahead of Dave Culp, unofficially running in 3rd place, and Wayne Bennett over from California, San Pedro, unofficially doing it in 4th place right now. Tripp, Payne, Culp, and Bennett. That's how they're running at the front of the class. Now the yellow. Well, that changes things quite a bit. It'll put Darrell Hall in car number 22 to the back of the pack. And it will close things up to a lot tighter than what they have been among the front runners. Leland McSpadden now in 4th place. Wayne Bennett, who we had been calling in 4th, is now in 5th place. Billy Schumann of Phoenix in 6th place. Mario Bringetto is running 7th, and Denise Bennett unofficially currently running 8th. As we get it sorted out, reset for you.
Well, I'm sure Sleepy was not too happy about seeing that yellow flag come out, because that's going to close up the gap between Ernie Payne and Dave Culp and the rest of them.
It already has. You see its effect right there. And we're at midway. Halfway through the Big A main event tonight. $1,000 to win. And prestige. Pride of your 2 southwesternmost states, California versus Arizona.
And Arizona, let's see, Costa Mesa is in the lead right now, and Arizona has the next 3 positions. So Sleepy Trip brings them around.
We've got green once again. We're back to racing, and we're into the second half of your A main event for the USAC Midget men. 13 laps are in the book. Number 14 about to unfurl. Right at the halfway point. Sleepy Trip taking the early jump here. A nice lead already on Tucson and Ernie Payne, running in 2nd place. Beginning to sound like a broken record. 3 cars battling right now for 3rd spot. They get the signal of halfway, the crossed flags. Ernie Payne trying to stave him off. Leland McSpadden, one of them in the fray there in that number 51 machine. A quick rebuild after a series of flip-flops up at the other end of our interstate last week. Shows you how well built they are. Tom Bonneau showing us how well built they are tonight after that fast and furious somersaulting, catapulting ride along the wall down the backstretch. Leland McSpadden now has taken over third place.
And we're out to yellow again. We got one spun out again in between number 1 and 2 corner.
So they're experiencing their problems up there, and once again, Sleepy Trip. We'll see the field close up behind him. I think he might have sensed that was going to be the case. He didn't let any grass grow whatsoever. He assumed that lead rather quickly and obviously and wisely would like to have hung on to it. He's still got it, but it's going to be closed up from there. Ernie Payne, second place. Leland McSpadden in third place. Dave Culp running fourth. All this unofficial. Billy Schumann has sliced it off now to where he's running in fifth place. He has dislodged Wayne Bennett from that position. Wayne over from California had been running as good as fifth. 16 laps gone. 16 down, 14 to go. So the yellow continues to flash. Camp signals will do at least one more in this fashion. My apologies. We will retain Wayne Bennett in fifth place and put Billy Schumann back to sixth place, which is where we had them before. Green in hand. Camp says, let's go, gentlemen. 14, and we'll call it a night. Sleepy Trip leaps into the lead, into turn one and out of one with it. He'll hang on to it. Battle between two more cars then for second place. 3 cars stacked up behind them. That's your top half dozen right now. Sleepy runs by, followed by Ernie Payne in second place. Leland McSpadden in third place right now in that number 51 machine. The quick rebuild from bad action, negative action, less than a week ago in Phoenix. No change as they come by again. Should be up to about 17 now. Schumann in sixth place. Bennett in fifth. Culp. McSpadden with Tripp and Payne running 1-2 right now. There he goes. He's got that much of a lead built back up over that second place car, and right now Ernie Payne's got his hands full coming out of turn 2, keeping Leland McSpadden out of his pocket. McSpadden was into it there for a while, and he may get into it again. He's got him through 3 and 4. He makes the move. Leland McSpadden into second place with that number 51 machine. Now he will see if he can close it up like Ernie couldn't get done. On your leader in 67, Sleepy Trip powering it into turn 1. Leland McSpadden giving chase in second place right now. Ernie Payne trying to hang on to third. May have given it up to Dave Culp. Let's see. Here's Tripp. Followed by McSpadden.
Oh, there's one flip over.
Quick flip back there. Movement in the car. Always a good early sign. Danny Williams over from New Mexico. Getting treated to a bit of a rough ride. Not quite as rough as the one Tommy Bonneau took a little bit earlier on this evening. But a flip is a flip is a flip. So they'll bunch him up once again. Getting into the 11th hour of this one, Danny Williams flipping his way down the back straight, but giving us some early motion from the cockpit of that machine to let us know that, hey, I'd rather not done it this way, but I'm okay. So Sleepy Trip will stay in the lead. Leland McSpadden has really charged to the forefront, down from Phoenix tonight in that rapidly rebuilt machine that went catapulting all over Manzanita last week. McSpadden has battled his way up to a good solid second place behind the Sleepy Trip machine. Ernie Payne in car number 77, who had been hanging so tough most of this race in second place, will come off on the new start in third place, followed by Dave Culp in fourth. Wayne Bennett will be fifth and Billy Schumann sixth. Those your top half dozen machines. We get it organized and go to the green again.
Well, they're checking him out real good, Tom, and we'll have a report in just a few minutes here. Just as soon as we see that he's okay, we'll pass it on to you fans.
As soon as the racing's over, Dave Maness one-on-one in victory lane, which is in front of the grandstands. As soon as that's concluded, you folks are invited to join him along with the winner in victory lane and also down into the pit field. So it's a positive sign for Danny Williams from New Mexico. Jostled but not broken in that flip-flopping number 7 car back there.
Well, we just got the report and they waved the flag, so he's okay.
Always good news out here. We generally do get pretty quick coverage on these guys too.
What do we have here? Put the old glasses on. Oh, Apache Barricade donated $20.
Thank you.
And that's Judy and Jack Yaley. Let's see, Hemerick.
Wrap this one up. Stash it in the old history book.
Oh, one more.
We got one more under yellow, gentlemen, so don't juice them too quick.
Had one coming up from the rear and a little bit too far back, and also a truck out on the track. So safety's sake, George tells him one more time.
George, very observant. I'll tell you, you almost, to do his job, especially as well as he's been doing it, got to have eyes in the back of your head.
And that's the eyes in back of his head is Bob McKinley.
Odd how that works, isn't it?
Yes.
They've got green and we're racing again. This might be it, folks. See if we can wrap up this A main tonight. Sleepy Trip will try to hang on to that lead. So far, he has not shown that there's going to be any problem doing that. But you never know. When these yellows subside, who's going to come charging out of the pack? Sometimes the chemistry in these machines changes for the weirdest of reasons. Maybe the temperature has dropped off just the right amount for somebody's machine the way it's set up, and all of a sudden he's got the equivalent of maybe 10 more horsepower or some such. Looks to me like Ernie Payne has fought his way back up into second place, Jack, but he's got a pretty good gap to chew on there to close it up between the leaders. Sleepy Trip coming up out of turn number 4, flashing by you now with number 67, and we're down to a handful of laps to go. 5 laps remaining, and seemingly nobody who can run with Sleepy Trip, but that might change. Wouldn't look to be about to happen, but you never know. Ernie Payne in car number 77 in second place. Leland McSpadden one time up there in second place. is currently running third with Dave Culp in fourth place. Down to 4 laps to go as Sleepy flashes by. Followed by Payne, McSpadden, and Culp. And Wayne Bennett, another of the California cars, rounded out the top 5. 3 to go. Sleepy Trip in the lead. Tucsonan Ernie Payne trying to close it up. Wayne Bennett has in fact closed it up from 5th place to 4th place currently, but time rapidly running out on this one. There goes Sleepy, who should be down to 2. And the rest of the field, 2-car battle right now out of turn 1 and into turn 2. Can McSpadden bite by him on the inside down the back chute? Yes, he can. Can he hang on to it into 3 as the white falls for Sleepy Trip in the lead? 1 lap to go in our A main event. Stay with us. You've been here this long. Stay with us for Dave Maness and Sleepy Trip in victory lane. Then we invite you to go into the pit field and meet these gentlemen up close and personal. Congratulations to Sleepy Trip, who came to run, and run he did very, very well, beating out Tucson and Ernie Trip, and this the A main event. $1,000 richer tonight, leaving our old Pueblo for that gentleman right there in race machine number 67.
We need the trophy girl down front, the trophy girl.
Trophy gal, front and center, please.
Jennifer Merrick.
One Volta, one semi-main. We're going to present him with a semi-main first. Ladies and gentlemen, dressage out here. He's no pro at this. Believe me, you did it. I have my money on you, buddy. This is going to be tough. We did 290 in life. How many heads you up, please? Come on. Come on. 150, maybe? That's your Chevy, yeah? Congratulations, please. Go to semi-main. Sorry for one minute. We had started around with them all on motor died. Just couldn't wait for the rest of it. Jennifer, if you get the main event trophy there, I'm sure you'd rather have that one than this one right now. Yeah, we'll run a car, Sleepy. So we're going to present the main event right now. Sleepy Trip. Coast to Mesa, California, Sleepy Trip. How about a nice round one, Sleepy Trip? Second, the Deputy Tornado, William McFadden, drove a hell of a race in the middle of the field on Arizona. Third, Ernie Payne, I believe this is his best finish ever in a cycle run show. Keep around here behind. From Tucson, Ernie goes back a long time at this racetrack. Ernie, congratulations. Thank you very much, and thank you for giving us a beautiful race. It's good to have you guys back. We're going to get bigger and better shows here as time goes on. So, man, I'm just happy here. This is a tradition with USAC. They blow the bottles of champagne. So if you don't want to get wet, you better get out of the way. All right. Wayne Wilder Farm. Wayne Wilder, the sponsor of the car down here, William McFadden Drive. Thank you very much for coming to Midland. He's been on the sprint car circuit all summer long here already. He's been all the way back to the Midwest. I believe he won 4 CRA main events recently, back in Kansas and Bradford or wherever, Oklahoma or wherever they was racing. But I think he carried more of his share of wins back there to Arizona. So that's great. Thank you to all the drivers and all the people here tonight. Thank you for being patient, most of all. We had a tough time. I promise the next time we won't let one while we get on top of the racetrack. So we'll open the gate. We got one more thing to do here. Where's Bob Hibner? Where's Hibner? Hibner. Bob Hibner, where's the basement? No time to get up.
Hey, did you think I could hit you?
Yeah, boy, I was just telling you, I used to drive that car, but he fired me 3 times, you know. Every time Leonard comes in town, he'd fire me, so it's got to be a running game here. him up here and I'll hit him in the face with it. Okay, we're going to open the gate. Let you all come down. If you want to go on pit area, the cars will be over there for a while. The lights are nice and bright. We put the few lights in the pit area so you can see a walk down there. Talk with people from California, meet them, see what kind of rigs they're driving in here. I think you'll be very impressed. Thank you all very much for coming. Don't forget, next Friday night, NASCAR Winston Late Model, plus Saturday night, NASCAR Winston Late Model. 2 nights in a row. Tom, take it away.
Thank you, Dave Manis. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the gates are open. Head on down if you so desire to Victory Lane. Real winners down there, or move on into the pit field area as Dave mentioned. And the classes on them early on tonight as they were arriving in California in various parts of the north. Awfully interesting looking rigs. I would like to peek inside a few of those trailers myself. Clean looking machines with racing stripes down the side of them, or even the street condition. So check them out. Some expensive rigs, to say the least, from these USAC Midgets. Pit field is open. Everybody should go on down there and party with it. Into the night. We're already quite well into the night. Thank you, Robin. And what a run that was tonight. Picking up points to the third place finish. And our first of the series of celebrity races across the 87th and off-road racing campaign of the Raceway. Folks are out in the lead now. Do it in the same lane. Do not be mixing any drinking and driving. If you want to do a little drinking and post-race celebrate, do it like the racing people do, and McGraw is the top of the hill on out, way back